one-on-one interviews with some of the greatest artists from around the nation. This is the cream of the crop here at our one-stop shop. This is Process with Torian Washington. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, welcome to Process. It's another episode of where we, get to know great creatives and their paths and what they do and how they be able to bring in their work together. So my name is Torian Washington, and we have a great artist here with us, Nate Altier. He's also another artist that's a part of the emerging exhibition coming up, and we're delving into each individual artist and finding out what they're about, what they do, what they bring to the table, and how you can support them. So welcome, Nate. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing good. So let's get to it. So and as we do the interview, you guys will be able to see Nate's work throughout the interview and check out some of his great work. And this is just gonna get dive into what he's about. So Nate, so what brought you to be an artist? Like what started you on your artistic path?
It had to happen when I was a kid. I mean, as soon as I was old enough to hold a pencil, I was drawing stuff. I guess most kids do, but it was just a desire I had. I grew up in a rural area. I didn't have too many friends. Had a few, but I spent a lot of time with myself. So that's just kind of how I coped with that, I guess. I don't know, not that it was a bad thing, but I preoccupied my time with art. As I got a little bit older, I realized I had a gift for it. I was a little bit better than everybody else my age. So it's just something I enjoyed doing. I pursued it. Got into high school. Uh, the gift kept growing. The talent was there. I was getting accolades from my professors in high school. I got into a few shows actually in high school, but they were sanctioned through the high school. So I can't say I did it on my own accord, but I placed in a few shows in Southern Maryland, one in Annapolis while I was in high school. And I didn't really know what else I wanted to do with my life. I know I didn't want to go to a university and write, thesis papers. It just didn't it didn't attract me at all. So I just went right into art school. So I just pursued it from there. I got my associate's degree from the Maryland College of Art and Design. It used to be in Silver Spring, Maryland. I don't believe it's there any longer. I believe it got absorbed by University of Maryland. So I got my associates there, and then I went to pursue my bachelor's degree at the Atlanta College of Art in Atlanta, Georgia. They are no longer there either. They got absorbed by SCAD, I believe. So it was that, and I'm just pursuing my art, trying to do things. Got distracted for a few years. My 20s were kind of rough. But I moved to West Virginia after a while, met my wife, started getting back into it. And then the kids came along, and I had to put that on hold for a little bit to help her with the kids. And then I would say probably I started getting serious about it again, maybe 2014, 2015, somewhere in there. I started painting again. I started honing my skills again. I was very rusty. But people seemed to take interest to it. So I just kept going, and I started challenging myself at that point, trying to see what I can do. I mean, if you look at my artwork, it's not like any particular niche, which from what I understand isn't like a good thing. But I like to, once I feel I conquer a subject matter or a style or an idea that I have, I don't like to dwell on it. I want to go, to the next thing and see what else I can do. So that's kind of where I am now. Right now, though, I'm kind of bogged down with commissions. I'm fortunate to say. Yep.
Wow. So yeah, I really appreciate you sharing with us, me and the viewer with your journey. Like that's an amazing journey. And so as you were starting, like this is always something you were doing. Were there any like heroes, like any like people of inspiration that you were inspired by, like that were doing it out there that you really like you admired and it kind of motivated you to keep going?
Yeah, there's a few. I can't say I know very well. I mean, just with social medias, it's kind of hard to kind of keep track of or pursue one particular artist, and you're kind of all over the place when you're looking at the socials. But um, once I started getting into portraiture, I would say probably back in 17, 18, 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. And so I started noticing more portrait art. Um, I joined the Portrait Society of America, thinking because that's kind of like the top tier. I don't want to like jump ahead of your interview, but just impressive art coming out of that society. Uh, so people like David Kassan, I don't know if you've heard of him. Shauna Levinson, Joel Ray. I think he's Australian, but he's more of a surrealist. But his work is just spot on. So those are the people I think that kind of got me moving more towards a realism or a photorealism, or as close as I could get to a photorealism. I wouldn't say I'm exactly there yet.
Okay, so that's great. So I mean, and that kind of as a segue into my next question about like, if someone was to say, hey, this is a, you know, like Nate's like work, like, because is it realism? Is that what they describe it, or what's like your, how would you describe your work? Like your,
Yeah, yeah. See, it's kind of like I was saying earlier. I'm not really pigeonholed into anything, but
understood.
I, I do like to I do like to test myself with the realism. Portraiture seems to come fairly easy to me. It's the rest of the painting I struggle with, but faces, I don't know. Faces I tend to nail. Um, but the challenge is the realism. I like painting transparent reflective surfaces, wine glasses, things of that nature. Um, More nostalgic kind of things that I just try to test myself. But then, like I said, once I get into that area, I kind of like to, all right, I'm going to do something kind of abstract. But I don't know how other people do abstract art. My brain doesn't work that way. I have to have a process. So mine's completely planned out, and I have a point. This is exactly what I want it to look like when it's finished, and that's what I make it look like. So it's a kind of a combination between the two.
Okay, so and also I'm kind of pulling back from what you were saying about how it's fortunate that you have commissions, which any artist like that'd be great, like to have a line of just a demand and people wanting to buy your work. So going
Absolutely.
along those lines, where do you see yourself as you're getting commissions and you're moving forward? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
The next 5 years. Um, Hopefully a little more out there than I am. I do get in shows every now and again. I do place in some. Um, but right now, I mean, I originally intended to merge as, this is Nate Altier. This is my art. Everybody love it. Everybody buy it up. Hey, you want a reproduction? I can get you a reproduction. You want a tire cover for the back of your car? I got you. Foam cases, whatever. That's where I envisioned everything going when I got started, and through socials, primarily word of mouth, that kind of thing, and even a few people that I've known my whole life. They they're, hey, can you paint this for me? Can you paint that for me? Hey, I have a photograph. So right now, they're backing up on me. So I haven't been able to work on anything. I have a list of things that I would like to paint at some point. But by the time I get done with one commission, there's two more. So right now I only paint in the evening. So I have a full-time job because I'm not out there yet. So I only paint when I have time. Like I said, two kids in sports. I have a little homestead I got going on out there. So I paint when I can. I can probably get a commission out once every other month, and talking maybe 20, 25 hours in that. So um, right now I got about a 2 year waiting list. So I foresee myself, at least for the next 2 years, painting other people's photographs, which is fun. It transitioned into that, and that's great. People are paying me. can't argue with that, and other people word of mouth. Hey, everybody, look at this. Hey, who did that for you? Oh, Nate did it. Okay, well, maybe he'll do one for me too. And they're adding up. So I would like to say in the next 5 years, I would still have commissions on board, obviously, because they pay. But I would like to see some of my original art um, exposed, get out there, people see it. Sales, I still have a few more I haven't sold. Merchandise, that would be the easiest thing, just get on the website and get a reproduction of it. Most economical kind of thing. So that's kind of where I want to be in the next 5 years, is my website just kind of doing its thing and me doing mine. But I can definitely still see myself doing portraiture work for the most part, that and wine glasses. I have a thing for wine glasses.
Oh wow, that's okay. That's good. So guys, as we're talking, you've been seeing Nate's work throughout the interview, and so I have a couple more questions, Nate. So and first, that's amazing. Before I ask the questions, about just like your line, your like almost like your 2 year waiting list, and I know time is always something that's for us as artists. We're combating, and just anybody in general. You're going against time and life in general. And so and you look young right now. So I don't know about your time on,
Thank you.
I don't know about your time on retirement, but like of course, like when that your retirement from your full time, that could like open up that whole window of what you can do with your original work as well as when you're commissioned.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
that's something I'm excited for you on as that goes on. And so I have two more questions. So the first question is, yes, so you're an established talent. You're doing amazing work. You're moving forward. But let's say if an up and coming artist and is trying to find their way, and they're coming up, and they come to you and say, "Hey, like, do you have any like words of encouragement as I move forward in my career? What I want to do as an artist? What would you say to them?"
I always have a phrase I tell people when they ask me that question is like, don't give up on your dream, even when it doesn't cooperate with you. That this whole, ever since I can remember, from college on, especially, even till now, I still go through it's up and down. It's a roller coaster. You're going to have some awesome victories somewhere along the way. You're going to have some crushing defeats somewhere along the way. I mean, I've tossed this out the window. I don't know how many times. Forget it. I'm not doing it anymore. This is killing me. I can't take this. You're riding high one minute, and then you're grounded the next, and you go through these mental things with yourself, like I'm worthless. Nobody likes what I'm doing. People don't feel me, or am I even putting anything out there for them to feel? Am I doing my job? Maybe that's why they're not responding. And then all of a sudden, here comes these people. You get first place in like a regional show, and then you're like, hey, and then all of a sudden, everybody likes you again. Social media's my easel. I'm putting the paints away. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it anymore. But then, an artist is an artist. You can't help it. It's going to come out in some way, shape, or form. You're going to be creative with whatever you do, and you're going to try your best to make it look good, no matter what you do. So that would be my biggest word of advice for people that are, me, however many years ago, just getting going, would be just don't give up. You're going to take some hits, but if the passion's truly in your heart, you'll pull all your paints back out. You'll set your easel back up. You might try something new, but you can't give up. Don't give up on your dream.
Oh man, so I think that artist will definitely appreciate those words of encouragement and that insight. Just that artist struggle is real, and
Mm-hmm.
just how we try to because we're bearing ourselves to the public, and it's like even though it's like there, I'm not saying it has to be a whole bunch of, because it's not like I mean there is some sort of validation, some sort of, I guess I say, response. Like it's like a call to response. So it's like it's not like because we need the people to see it and receive it, or you know what I mean. It's not like we can.
Uh-huh.
There's
You
some
need some
interaction
sort
that
of
has to take
validation.
place.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we have to just know our worth and value in ourselves. But regardless, if we get a praise or response, we just got to kind of know within ourselves. But it's hard because sometimes we want to get that assurance, like, hey, am I okay? Do you like, is my work okay?
Exactly.
So I think that dynamic is tough. But so the last question I have, and like I said throughout this interview, Nate's work has been showing throughout the interview. So where can people find you? Where can people get your work, support, and be behind? I know it's gonna be a 2-year wait on the commissions, but if they want to get an original or whatever, so how can people get a hold of you?
All right. Whatever originals, reproductions, like I said, that I have available can be found at altierarts.com, ALTIER arts.com. And pretty much everything from the originals that I have left to reproductions of the ones that sold. You can see a majority of my commissions on there too. I have a commissions gallery on there. You can see merchandise you can get, anything from metal prints, canvas wraps, phone cases, throw pillows. I mean, it's pretty loaded. I mean, my guys do a good job. I work through Art Storefronts, if you've heard of them. So they take care of all the website stuff, take care of my marketing for me, because nobody's got time for that. You're either creating or you're trying to sell it, and I'd rather spend more time creating. So that's where you can find me. Social medias, Altier Fine Art Studio on Facebook, Altier Fine Art with no S Studio on Instagram. My other one just got hacked last week, so I had to start over. Not much on that one. I'm on Twitter, or X, but I don't post much on there. I have a YouTube channel, Altier Fine Arts, and I post a lot. It's a lot interesting thing is I like to post time lapses of when I work, so people can kind of follow along as I'm going. And then I post shorts on YouTube every now and again. I post the time lapses on Facebook and Instagram. And one thing I like to do, it's no extra cost to the customer, but when I film the entire thing bits at a time on a little GoPro that doesn't move. So when the project's over, something I like to do for the customer, just as like a thank you, is I edit a video and splice all those time lapses together and make a full time lapse video of their entire piece being created.
Oh
So
wow, that's amazing.
those
That's
are on
amazing.
YouTube as well. Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. Hey, so you guys caught that. So like to me, I mean, I don't think I've heard that from an artist doing that for their clients or people that they buy their work, actually doing I still know artists, they do their own time lapses and stuff, but actually like present it of something that they purchased from the artist, and then the artist gives that, like, so they can see the beginning and the end. So
Yep.
so something like what Nate is doing is definitely a separation, and I think that your clients will definitely appreciate that what you're doing. And so we just want to thank you for joining us. So Nate, like your work is amazing, and just definitely just best wishes on your journey as you navigate. And like I said, it's like if you try to get on and get a commission, you better hop on. 2 years. I mean, you gotta get in now. Get in now.
It's
It's high
growing every day.
demand. But thank you, Nate, for joining us. And this is
Absolutely. Thank you.
Process. And did you have any last things to say before we exit?
Oh no, it's just a pleasure meeting you, and I appreciate this opportunity. It's been a joy doing this. Yep. Thank you.
All right, Nate. Well, this is Process. It's Torrin Washington signing off, and we'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye. One-on-one interviews with some of the greatest artists from around the nation. This is the cream of the crop here at our one-stop shop. This is Process with Torrin Washington.